About Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury. In 2021, he got banned from attending basketball games for a season after yelling profanity at a player.
Kayla, you drunk. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you?
This is Austin Metcalf exposed triple K threats and bullying history amid the Karmelo Anthony retrial hearing. Now, this is interesting. You know, the fact that none of this came out during the trial is just insane to me. None of this came out during the trial. And we know if it was the roles were reversed, well, if the skin colors were reversed, it would have been different.
Breaking news and top stories. We're going to get right into it. Austin Metcalf and the Karmelo Anthony case seems to have picked up some steam recently as the judge attached to it has been removed. Some of the biggest news coming out of the story are the backgrounds of the two teens. One being Karmelo Anthony. There was like an alleged text message that would be released, giving people some concerns. But when it comes down to Austin Metcalf's background, there was an extensive bullying record as well as things involving the KKK that has now been made to light.
Surprise? Wait, surprise, y'all. The triple K is involved. Surprise? Are we surprised? Didn't they have photos of these kids with guns and everybody was like, yeah, man, you know, they're just avid hunters, man. You know, they like, you know, they're avid hunters. They're a gun family, you know? Yeah, they're good people. Okay.
In this motion for a new trial, the background reports are being released, and the defense is going first, releasing 20 pages now of Austin Metcalf's behavioral history. Karmelo Anthony was dressed in a suit and tie for this morning's hearing, which began with the defense arguing that efforts by the trial judge and prosecutors to combat threats and deal with disruptions actually prevented Anthony from getting an open and fair trial. But bombshell testimony came this afternoon from Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, about Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury.
Never presented to the jury, man. So y'all kept that shit in the tuck, huh? Why y'all do that? Oh, nah, we asking obvious questions. Oh, my bad. We asking obvious questions here. What are we doing, man? My bad, my fault. Continue on. Such a great kid.
Also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including...
Y'all was tagging? Y'all was banging y'all set? Oh, shit, this is gonna be interesting.
Including KKK Kill All Blacks.
What? Y'all was doing all that? Oh man, these are outstanding kids. Great kids, man. This guy would be a great lab partner. You want a great lab partner? Pick this guy, man. The Metcalfs, make sure you go get those guys. That's what that teacher would have said. That teacher would have definitely said that. You want a great lab partner? Get the Metcalfs, man.
Hitler, along with the N-word, and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are several documented instances.
What? Lord have mercy. The privilege, dog. The privilege to just be able to go to authorities and be like, yeah, man, we did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism and shit. You know, we just did a little vandalism and shit. Like, damn, can we go home now? Make it home in time to eat them Fruity Pebbles, huh? I'm just saying, bro, this is the difference. I'm telling y'all, and it's in everybody's face, but they're going to look at you. They're going to be like, racism doesn't exist. Okay.
Using racial slurs in school. And in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018,
look at these heathens, man. Look at these motherfuckers. Look at them. I don't even got to know about what they do later in the future to look at this and be like, watch these little motherfuckers. Y'all in elementary school, y'all doing this shit. In elementary school, y'all doing this shit. And you know what this all points to? This points to the parents. This says so much about the parents. Do y'all remember how his dad acted when his dad came out with that statement? His dad showed you exactly how they raised them.
Let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the he did.
You can't be in elementary, y'all both brothers doing the same shit. Y'all learned this from somewhere. Don't let these parents act like they got nothing to do with this. Y'all got everything to do with this. They've been doing this since elementary school. Y'all should be holding crayons. Y'all should be coloring. Arts and craft, motherfucker. And y'all out here doing racist shit. Bullying? Are you out your mind?
In 2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest.
I was about to say, never mind, I'm not going to say.
During an argument in 2024 with another female student, Austin allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. He was also kicked out of a football game and texted someone later, "I was about to beat the expletive out of those kids."
Kayla, you drunk. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you?
At a previous track meet, when another student alerted Austin that someone not on their team, quote, behind our bench was talking wild, Austin reportedly replied, "Kill that MF."
All this stuff we hearing right now, and nobody thought that this was important to bring up during the trial. Nobody thought this was important to bring up during the trial, because this would have been an important factor to talk about when you start talking about who initiated the confrontation. To me, it sounds like they MO. So when you start thinking about the shit that happened on that, this sounds like they MO. This sounds like some shit that they would do. But again, y'all see how things go. Y'all see how they do it out here. Y'all see how they move. Continue.
2023-2024 school year, he received in-school suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 revealed that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth. In 2024, on at least 5 occasions, Austin saw a counselor regarding his anger and rage during a football game. In 2021, he got banned from attending basketball games for a season after yelling profanity at a player. Metcalf also got suspended after he and another student were talking about bringing a gun to school the following day.
I mean, when was it going to stop? Suspended 7 years in a row?
Yeah.
Bullying constantly. Teachers, calling teachers names, hitting young women, little girls.
Yeah.
I mean,
your
like,
reaction, Bevan, when you hear this rap sheet, ideally that has now been released. What's your initial reaction, as well as does this change kind of where you see the sentencing of 35 years that Karmelo was to receive over this incident?
Well, my opinion is he should not have gotten 35 years in the first place, period. Just based on the case itself. This is outside of what I just learned just now. Based on the case itself, I still didn't think he deserved all that time. I don't even think he deserved a lot of time based on the case. Now, with all of this documented, because there were students and kids saying that he was a bully on TikTok and on social media. They already said that Austin Metcalf was a bully. Okay. Now we have the documentation to back it. 7 years of suspension back to back. That is crazy. Yeah. All it does is kind of confirm what Karmelo felt in the incident that he was in. Yeah. He was dealing with a bully who doesn't know when to stop, who already threatens to kill people. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. He was threatening to kill somebody just because somebody was talking crap during a football game, which is pretty normal. So my reaction is, I already didn't think he deserved 35 years. Yeah. Now I absolutely don't think that he deserved 35 years, not even close, not even jail time, maybe probation. And this is how I feel about it, even if it wasn't a young black boy. It doesn't matter if it was a Karmelo Anthony or a young white girl, a white boy, teenager. With his documented history of abuse and harm and bullying, I think that any kid the same size as Karmelo would have probably felt the same way. Yeah. And probably would have done the same exact thing. I was going to say that, hearing those things, those records come up in his past, where were the people around him? Of course, I want to talk about his parents, but where was the school around him or the school system to get him to a point where, hey, man, we really need to get you on the right path because this is happening over and over again. So that's my first thought.
Where they going to be at? They don't care, because at the end of the day, these are their precious kids. To them, they just acting out, but anybody else got to be held to a higher standard, right? You can't be out here cussing out teachers. You can't be out here talking shit to kids. You can't be out here bullying. But them brothers from elementary school all the way up to high school, that's just who they are. They'll be fine. They have great parents at home.
The thought was I wasn't quite shocked a little bit. I was shocked with the KKK thing because as a kid, why is that even on your?
Because of the parents. I'm telling y'all, the parents.
Day after it happened. How many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, buddy? You were supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
I don't want to be the guy that says that, like, your kids are a complete reflection of who you are when they get older, because sometimes kids veer into their own shit that you never expected them to go into. But you cannot be that young talking about some triple K shit, bro. It's the parents. The parents is where it came from. Don't let these parents come to you talk about, oh, we're great Christians, we're this and that. Anybody who overly talk about religion, you gotta watch. You gotta watch them motherfuckers. Anybody who come to you telling you about religion and tell you about all this religious shit to make their points, you gotta watch them. You don't need to bring up religion to make your point. I'm a good person because I'm a great Christian. That's stupid as shit. You choose to be a great person if you want to be a good person. You choose to be somebody who cares if you want to be that person. You shouldn't have to lead that with, because I'm a Christian, I'm a great person. What? So that's the condition for you? Insane, man. Watch these people. They be out here doing it. The pastors too. We done seen it.
More so of like the bullying, that's adolescent stuff. But the fact is that, this really kind of painted a clearer picture of what was maybe said in that tent during that fatal day in regards of Karmelo ending up stabbing this young man. He did it one time, but he would end up losing his life over this. So for me to kind of hear this is like, dang, like, what was going on? Like, at what point was it going to stop? And I think you and I had talked about this off the camera a little bit of like, sometimes the universe will match the energy that you put out there. This particular updates that we're getting is because they're currently in a hearing for a retrial. Part of this is that the judge that they did have, I believe Judge Roach, he has been removed from it. Have we found out why he exactly was removed, Bevan?
Yes. So based on ABC, I'll read it here. In the defense motion seeking to recuse Judge John Roach from the post-trial proceedings, Anthony's attorneys questioned both the judge's impartiality in the case and his courtroom restrictions ahead of the high-profile trial. Roach imposed a gag order in the case and barred any electronics from the courtroom during the proceedings due to the attention the case has garnered. The motion cited what is called problematic comments Roach made during an interview following the verdict, in which it said the judge endorsed the jury's guilty verdict and defended his courtroom restrictions. It also pointed to a public letter Roach released following the trial in which he stated that those who worked on the case contributed to ensuring the process was conducted fairly. So those are the reasons.
Yeah, do you agree, with that? Because ideally you're not supposed to be biased in any capacity, especially as a judge. We actually had Judge Carlos Moore, who got banned in Mississippi because he put out his own thoughts about the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. So to hear that this judge has got removed, what are your thoughts about that? And do you think that it was like the right thing to do?
On top of the judge being removed, I agree with. There's a lot of things that were mishandled in this case, as we're seeing right now. We shouldn't be finding out all of this information after this young man has gotten 35 years, which I think is ridiculous.
Right.
So I do think that this is a step in the right direction. I wish it would have happened the right way in the beginning, but I guess he wouldn't have made those comments until after the guilty verdict anyways. But I'm happy that that happened so we can get somebody who's non-biased, or at least...
Well, at least they're going to know that people are watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think that based off a lot of people's reactions that we'll probably end up playing here, a lot of people really saw this as a big victory. I've seen people running at the courthouse, shouting, clapping, because I think, if anything, it validates that there are injustices that are happening. Sometimes the system will say, they'll gaslight you. It's not. Everything is being fair. You look at what's going on in Mississippi. I'm sure as this case goes along in terms of Nolan Wells, things like this will pop up. I'm very certain that will probably happen, where months later you find out, oh, damn, they were doing something kind of shady.
We could get this win and nothing happens at all. But I do think that the system failed Karmelo just 100%. Based on what Austin was, I think he was enabled. A lot of his bad behavior was enabled.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because to get suspended 7 years in a row, to be arrested in elementary school, to be vandalizing and putting KKK, kill all N-words on buildings, to call teachers names, all these different things.
That's a fact. To do all those things and still be okay, you get to go on, have a little football career, do all these things. You're definitely enabled by the system, by your parents, by everybody around you. You are 100% enabled.
That boy should have been in some type of boot camp.
Yeah, I would definitely say, you said enabled, I definitely would say instilled to a degree. I saw his father's interview, which at the end of the day, this is still disheartening. I've always said this on record, no one really won here. No one won. A young man is facing 35 years, as well as another man lost his life. But when I saw his father's interview, he was definitely a bit unhinged. You could tell, one, he's probably grieving, so that's going to incite certain things, emotions out of him. But at the same time, it did seem like his characteristics was a little bit like, I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to play by my own rules. And I just wondered what was going on at their house. Was he properly letting his sons know this is the right way to do it? Were they taught to go high? What is it? said, like when they go low, you go high, those type of things. It doesn't seem like that was necessarily something that was brought to your attention. But as well as the fact that you're a teen or in school and you're pushing KKK rhetoric, like, man, go watch some cartoons or something.
You know what I'm saying?
You
And
know,
people
what are we doing? So
people say they're kids, they're teenagers, but these teenagers turn into adults that go and do worse damage.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
I was just saying to the point of,
it's just,
why the heck was that even on your mental at that age?
yeah.
Again, the parents. It's the parents. I'm telling y'all, it's the parents. Like, listen, these kids, they grow up in these households with certain values their parents basically amplify. You know, there's certain undertones you can have, values in your household that could basically push and steer your kids to that. And then plus the enabling, you know, plus them getting their way all the time and doing things, not getting in trouble for it. All that shit adds up. But hey, who am I? He definitely, for sure, was done wrong by the system. Karmelo Anthony, that is. The judge has been removed. They explained why. I don't know what that's going to change as far as this goes. I don't know. But these new details are definitely interesting, and I'm going to keep watching this. I'm going to see what comes out, and we'll talk about what develops next from that.
Fun to do bad things.
Take off the sweat, now take off the dope, take off the Birkin bag. Take all that designer bullshit off, and what do you have?